I believe there's a hero in all of us. Gives us strength, makes us noble. Even though sometimes we have to give up the thing we want the most.
You know, 2 is just better.
I don't know. I love
it. Has more soup. All right, 2 does Spider-Man. No, because even the Peter Parker in 2 is perfect.
Yeah,
it's the perfect Spider-Man and it's the perfect Peter Parker.
But he was great in 1 too.
Right, but he was better in 2.
Well, it's because he was more of a seasoned Spider-Man.
No, I mean, like, just everything was better in 2. The script was better, the characters were better, the villain
and they definitely gave Raimi a little more artistic.
That's what I'm thinking. Freedom. This was, and then once that movie...
all the shots of...
and that movie made so much money that the committee was like, okay, let's take control again. You know, because it's making money. There's no way we can lose. Surely Spider-Man 3 won't be hated by everyone.
I love half of Spider-Man 3.
Sandman's a great villain. And you can tell that's where Raimi stopped and the committee began, was Goblin and fucking Venom. Yeah. That's when you can tell the committee took over.
Not enough Shazam. What are you gonna do?
Wait, you mean his powers he controls sand? No one wants to watch a movie about that. Bring him that Venom fella.
Yeah, but now we're getting Spider-Man. What's this one called? Not Home.
Spider-Man Home.
Is it? No, Far From Home was the last one.
It was Homecoming, Far From Home, Home to the Future.
Multi-home verse.
Apartment. It's called Apartments.
Far From Apartment.
No, it's just called Apartments because there's multiple homes in one building.
Well, saying that, we're talking about Spider-Man 2 today.
Yeah.
We are fanboying the snob. I'm Chad.
Chris. You know by now.
This is like 99% of people's first episode.
Probably not, considering like we only get 5 views and we watched the Spider-Mans.
We're on Spider-Man 2 now. Next week we'll be talking about Spider-Man 3. I am looking forward to it.
I'm pretty sure this movie came out in like 2004 or 2003, right?
2004, I think.
Yeah, I was still in middle school. Yeah. And then, I mean, you all know the plot to this movie. There's basically nothing we can say that people don't already know. That's the problem with this movie. It's so good. It's like anything we want to bring up, you're like, yeah, I know. I know, that was awesome. The train scene was amazing. Everyone agrees with you.
Derailing the show.
It's the truth. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to say about this movie that hasn't been said? Fucking Sam Raimi directs, like, the operation scene is just a horror movie directed by Sam Raimi that just so happens to have Spider-Man characters in it.
Yeah.
It's really good. Bruce Campbell's cameo is really, really funny because he's playing the biggest dick in the world for no reason. Shoe? Tie? Ooh, no, I can't let you in. Like just being a dick. Fucking, not Benji Molina. What's his name? Doc Ock? What's his first name?
Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina. This is a fucking amazing villain.
He was great. I think he's probably top 3 best comic book villains.
Well, what's his competition? Thanos. Thanos was really good. Who else was really good?
That can be in
Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman
was good.
His Lex Luthor.
Winter Soldier was really cool.
But he's not.
But they turned him into the hero.
But he wasn't the villain in that movie. The villain.
Do you like Jack Nicholson's Joker?
I appreciate it.
It's fine.
Before I got Mark Hamill's Joker, really. I guess the cartoons don't count. Yeah, I guess I would have to say he's the best Joker. I can't think of another one who's better.
Yeah.
Ledger's is okay.
I like Ledger's. It's different.
Yeah. And fucking what's his head? Leto's Joker was. I feel like I'm missing one.
Well, you got what's the dude's name from
Futurama?
No, the one from Adam West.
Oh, Sid Caesar. Not Sid Caesar, but it's something Caesar.
Yeah.
Sid Caesar hosted one of the first late night shows ever. Ooh. And it was really good.
Funny thing about the Adam West one is he didn't want to shave his mustache.
So they just clearly
see it.
But I like that about it.
Yeah. It's like that's what a guy with a mustache would do.
And their penguin was more like
that guy was great. He was a great penguin.
He also played Coach Mickey in Rocky. That's the penguin.
That was him?
Yeah, that's the penguin.
That's cool.
You can see it. You see it now in your brain, right? Yeah, so yeah, he's definitely in the top 5 for movie villains, super villains. Yeah, I can't really think of any others.
Like, I know you hate the Marvel movies, but you have to admit Thanos was a great villain.
I don't hate the Marvel movies. I just think they're really boring now.
Well, they're popcorn.
They're boring now, though. They were interesting when they first started happening. I really liked the first Iron Man. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 were really boring, you know?
I have a soft spot for the third Iron Man movie.
First Captain America kind of sucked, but the second one was pretty good.
The first Captain America movie kind of sucked because like a third of it was like montages.
Singing montages, yeah. But I like the end when he's just like throwing Nazis out of a plane without a parachute, and I was like, oh, that guy's dead, that guy's dead.
Yeah, but then we got Winter Soldier.
And that was pretty okay. Doctor Strange sucked. Black Widow sucked.
I haven't watched Black Widow.
Captain Marvel sucked.
Captain Marvel did suck. I still haven't finished that. Thor 2 sucked.
Thor 2 sucked. Thor 1 was okay, but it sucked.
I like the
Fantastic Four. They all sucked. Every single iteration.
Blade 1 and 2
were great for what they were. They were good for what they were. So bad. Daredevil movie sucked.
Watch the rated R version of the Ben Affleck Daredevil.
I don't care. But you know what? You know what superhero movie still is really, really, really good?
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 is still... well, that's basically... The whole time I was like, dude, it's still good. It's still good.
Well, the difference with this movie is you could see like all the old computer effects and everything, but you just don't care because it's a good story.
Exactly. The story and the characters are super engaging.
Like we said in the first review, the problem with a lot of superhero movies is they don't focus on the characters.
They focus on the suit, not the person, and you just get bored. You just stop caring.
It's like the biggest problem I have with the new one is it's Homecoming, Peter and MJ kind of like each other. Then the second one, they're like dating, I guess.
Like
it's like you didn't see anything in this movie. You see what Peter goes through to get with MJ.
But like, because they don't want to do the damsel in distress trope, because apparently women can never be in danger.
Yeah, but you don't have to. Just have them talking and doing stuff other than just like
have them be characters? No way, Chad. Hold on, let me get Marvel on the phone.
Ugh. I don't know, man. That's why I think superhero stuff should be TV shows.
I think it should stop.
You should stop.
Yeah, I'm kind of done.
I just want good stuff. I want to see Punisher chasing Spider-Man down in the streets.
I don't. You want to know why? Because it just won't be good.
The new Spider-Man's gonna be amazing.
No, it's not. We know it's not. We know it's not.
I like Tom Holland.
Now that I'm rewatched Spider-Man 1 and 2, Tom Holland is like, so it goes like Tobey Maguire at the top, right?
Do not put Andrew Garfield.
Hold on, I'm still going down. Hold on, let me get to him. There's Tom Holland, and then there's Andrew Garfield.
Oh, Tom Holland's great. He just hasn't been cast or directed properly. Because he's never the dorky kid.
He's never the dorky kid, and his Spider-Man is completely reliant on Tony Stark for everything. What an interesting character.
But at the end of Far From Home, he goes fucking batshit crazy with those drones. I don't know why you don't like that scene. That's him being like, all right, I need to focus my spider sense.
Yeah. You know what's really cool? Watching a cartoon about a guy dressed as Spider-Man fighting robots. I really love that cartoon ending. What was the ending of this one?
I don't remember.
I will not die a monster. What's the ending of Far From? I gotta make a mace and a shield and fight robots.
That was kind of cool.
And then remember when Happy and the kids are trapped in the room, and he's like, "I'm in love with Aunt May," and everyone goes, "What?"
I thought we were sharing.
Remember when MJ runs up behind Octavius to hit him with a plank of wood, and she just gets fucking smacked across the room?
I love the tentacles, how they just see everywhere. It's so horrifying.
Instead of Spider-Man having like their Spidey sense, like
Doc
there's
Ock
always
sense.
there's always one just watching his back.
Yeah.
What about when he throws the clock handle at Spider-Man and Spider-Man? So much cooler than anything in the new movies.
He does.
The
Sam Raimi
slingshot.
loves a slingshot.
But it makes sense because
It's- why
Spider-Man's
wouldn't
webbing, you know, it's elastic.
And even in the video games, they did that. which is
you
really
would pick the
cool.
guys up and
Yeah.
boom. Like the new Spider-Man doesn't do any of that cool shit.
Did he in the video game?
In the new video game, yeah, you get the new video game is a better Spider-Man movie than the Spider-Man movies that are coming out because it's got Doc Ock in it and the Shocker.
Shocker wasn't far from home. I think the director just hated Shocker. So well,
But
Shocker is kind of a bitch.
No, Shocker's so cool. Shocker's the only guy to knock the Punisher. Shocker's the only villain to run into the Punisher and live. Hit him with his car and then drove away.
He's a bitch.
No, he's a smart villain. When he gets Silvermane, him and Silvermane's head team up. They become like a dynamic duo and they drive around in the Shocker mobile. It's awesome.
All right, back to Spider-Man 2. This movie does a great job at showing like how time has passed.
Yeah.
It's just no fucking exposition, just being like,
Just one throwaway line. It's been 2 years because Peter forgets his own fucking birthday.
because he's too busy.
Because he's
being
too busy being
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. And then Donnell Williams sees him steal the pizza. That's
I
pretty...
like that scene.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Pizza time.
Pizza time. Bones is... She's attractive. Got a ridiculous jawline, but she's hot.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I hate that show Bones, though. Fuck that show.
Oh, with the dude Spike from Buffy.
Yeah, but it's like...
I've never watched it.
My mom loved it, so I would just walk in and see it, you know? And everything was she would say some science jargon, and then he'd go, in English, doc, and then she'd be like, it's like blowing a balloon up till it pops. And I was like...
And your mom would laugh big. He's so handsome.
He's so handsome. She's so silly. I hope they end up together. And it's like you're looking at a decomposing body and they're like making romantic humor jokes. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, Spider-Man was pretty cool. I like Joey Diaz's cameo. I don't think any other superhero movie has achieved that level of like
Stardom.
of like superhero moment. There's no that
Oh, yeah.
entire train sequence is the best. Like if you wanted to show someone like if someone was like, hey, what are superhero movies like? You just show them the entire train sequence
Yeah, I think this probably is the best hero.
moment in any.
Even the best like super, like just showing all his powers and like everything.
It was
he can do.
perfect. You see him like fighting on the side of the train. You see him web slinging. He gets thrown off the train. You see how fast he can zip himself back into the fight.
Like falls into the street.
You
recovers.
see his spider sense kick in when he's dodging the train and he dodges the overpass. And then you see his super strength.
Like
when he-
watching that for the first time in 2004 was stressful.
It was mind blowing,
Yeah.
man. It was still stressful.
Yeah.
Even knowing what was going to happen, I was still like, ooh. Like when he drops down to stop the train with his leg, and it's like you just see it like.
My knees started hurting
Yeah,
as
and
I
you're
watched that.
And then Spider-Man, as soon as he gets up, he's like, "Oh fuck!"
The superconductor's like, any more bright ideas? I got a few.
If I was Spider-Man, I would have went, "Fuck you!"
Headbutt him.
Crack, break his nose.
But then he starts shooting his web into the buildings. God, the property damage.
Yeah, and he stops the train, but it fucking exhausts him. So they like Jesus carry him to the back of the train, and his mask fell off, and they're like, "Don't worry, Spider-Man, we won't tell anybody who
He's
you
just
are.
a kid.
No older than my son." You know, and everyone's
Don't
like,
worry, Spider-Man. We won't tell no one.
11-year-old talking like a 4-year-old. And then
Joe Diaz is like, you gotta go through me.
the gulp
Yeah.
like, and he does look like he's fucking terrified.
Yeah.
And he gets, and this is nothing, not to be sexist or anything, but the only people that put themselves between Spider-Man and Doc Ock were men. Did you notice that? It was all guys. It was all the guys on the train were just like, fuck, all right, let's fight this guy.
And Alfred Molina is great. He's just like, okay.
As you wish, with a smile on his face.
He was great. I love like
He looked like he was having fun.
he was doing Doc Ock like Doc Ock was written perfectly.
I believed him.
Yeah.
I believe that he was a super genius. I believe that he was like the tentacles were talking to him. He did a good job, a really good job.
Yeah.
And the tentacles are actual puppets, right?
For most of it, yes.
For most of it. I feel like if the tentacles were CGI the whole time.
The best part that Sam Raimi wanted to do is he wanted him to interact. Like when he gets a cigar, lights it, that's all the puppets doing.
That's what I'm
rather than
saying.
Catching the glass, sipping it. And
But
stuff.
if it was CGI,
they'd have like the people with the sticks.
but you still wouldn't. You'd be talking to something that isn't there.
Right.
It being there allowed him to like act like you can't act in an empty room. You know what I mean? Like you need something to act towards, and because he was like the tentacle was there, he was able to like play with it better. You know what I mean? It's because like you watch the new CGI movies, like even in like the Justice League and stuff like that, you see characters just kind of like throwing a punch but not sure like what they're punch, you know what I mean? Like the Star Wars, there's lots of scenes where Obi-Wan is just doing this but he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. The puppetry, they had 16 guys working on the puppets, and then they had one dude sitting in a chair with like a bunch of things, like making the hands go and like stuff coming around and stuff.
God, that operating room scene,
it's so cool.
Pure Sam Raimi.
To chainsaw.
like even the first scene where it's like the doctor, like he's looking forward and then he goes, then it cuts and you see the thing move ever so slightly, and then he goes back to surgery and then you see it in the reflection.
He does that a lot because it's the scenes when like they hear like the rumbling from climbing up the building. And people are just like,
because that's horror movies. You misdirect, you know.
I don't care what you say. I am excited for the new Doctor Strange he's directing.
I'm gonna see it because it's Raimi, but I'm not excited for it.
I want to go to the theater with you, and it's next to you.
Is Sam Raimi the one that did that old age movie? No, that was
which one?
The beach movie. That was
Shyamalan.
That was Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Oh my god! Imagine a Sam Raimi making a movie like that.
That's what I did.
That'd be cool.
Is Sam Raimi the better Shyamalan Ding Dong?
He's a better horror director, yeah.
But Shyamalan's
He's probably the better writer.
Ooh, but Sixth Sense and Signs were pretty good.
Yeah.
But then again, Evil Dead was pretty good.
I like Drag Me to Hell. That was the best PG-13 horror movie.
The new Doctor Strange is going to be PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi doing PG-13. It only worked with Spider-Man because the fights weren't the focus of the movie.
Spider-Man's probably going to be in this movie too. Which I hope it's fucking... Imagine if it was Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and the new Doctor Strange.
Just throughout the whole movie?
Yeah. Like him, Doctor Strange, and Scarlet Witch.
Him, Doctor Strange, and...
Well, Scarlet Witch is in it.
Him, Doctor Strange, and Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
No, Wesley Snipes' Blade.
I was going to say Blade, but that would be too cool. What if it's him, Jessica Alba's Invisible Woman? Oh,
God. That was awful.
I'd watch that movie in a fucking heartbeat, though. Tobey Maguire and Jessica Alba? Okay.
I was so mad when she was cast. She's such a bad actress.
She was so hot. I was so happy.
Although she was good in Sin City.
Playing a stripper. I was so psyched when she got cast because I was like, that uniform looks really good on a woman and she's got a great body. This is going to be awesome.
Then they get teased with her. She's naked and you're like, oh my God. As a little teenage boy, you run away. You're like, Mom's like, where are you going? I'm like, nowhere.
I didn't run away. I just did it right there. Made eye contact with my mom and went
Mom,
right.
Close your eyes now.
Don't look at me. I mean, the music is pretty forgettable.
No, it isn't. I love the music.
The first movie had a better soundtrack.
I love the main theme. It's great.
The main orchestral theme.
I actually listened to the Spider-Man soundtrack. I both of them a whole lot.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I would. It's cool. I used to work out.
You worked out to the...
J.K. Simmons was still great in this movie.
Yeah, of course.
And they amped him up like...
They gave him way more screen time, and every scene was gold.
Jameson, your wife walked the checkbook. Great news.
Great news.
Parker, you're fired. We need a photographer thing. Parker, you're rehired.
$150, $300. That's outrageous. Write him a check.
Which, that's a lot of money. And in the other movies, Parker would just hand him like stacks of Spider-Man photos.
Yeah, he's getting $300 per photo now.
See, if I was smart, I would just take a bunch at once and you'd just be like, use these sparingly. Give me all my money.
Yeah. I like how Jameson admits he was wrong.
Yeah. Well, at first in the movie, like he starts losing his powers because he's all stressed out and everything.
This is like the part of the hero's journey where he's not sure if he wants to be the hero anymore.
Yeah, so his body's like, we're not going to give you those webs anymore, and you can't see anything
He
again.
gives a so like he's like mentally confused and giving up, and then he starts losing his powers, and he tries to be like a normal person, so he gives up the Spidey suit, and then Jameson gets it for $100 off a garbage man.
That guy gets so ripped off.
And then he pins it on his wall, and he's like, "I did it! Power of the media!"
I drove Spider-Man out.
The black guy is like not okay with this at all.
Yeah, obviously he knows it's Peter.
Yeah, because he was like, Spider-Man was there, and he looked right at Peter.
He's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Shut the fuck up, man.
I could punch a hole through.
Oh yeah, that's what we were saying during the movie. This part where MJ's fiance kisses her, and like Peter learns that she's dating someone. I was like, if you were Spider-Man, would you follow that guy?
Well, then the next scene is just running, just pulling.
Yeah. It was like, we're gonna go fuck that guy up. What did I do? You know what you did. As you're like lowering him into the river, tied up. And then MJ's like, my fiance died. Oh.
Wait, Peter, you're Spider-Man, and they found webbing around him.
I'll kill you too, bitch.
Wolfmer.
Oh, when she realizes he's Spider-Man because he rips his mask off to like get through to Octavius.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then she gets it, and she's like, somehow I always knew. And it was like, bitch, you knew in the first movie. It was super obvious.
I think it's just like so unbelievable because he's such a dorky little.
He's such a good dork.
Like he doesn't
should
skateboard.
He should have banged that neighbor girl, but because it's Peter Parker, you know he's like just doesn't know how. He just doesn't know how to do it socially speaking.
What's in my chocolate cake and my milk?
Yeah, and he's like, okay, and then
it's so awkward too. Cause she's just sitting there watching him
like, on his bed.
I think I'll go now.
Yeah, on his bed, sitting there watching him eat cake. And he's like, good cake. And it's like, dude, you don't know it. Like, she's on your bed. Like, go for it. Idiot.
He loves MJ.
I know, but he's such a dork. And then remember when fucking Octavius grabs him by the throat and he's like, if you lay a hand on her, and he's like, you'll what? Because it's Peter Parker, you know? Like, what are you going to do? And then he busts out in the rubble.
That was so cool.
In such a comic book stupid fashion. Like, ah!
Well, he has to do the show his fists, being
to
like,
show that the powers are back because MJ's in trouble.
That was cool. He takes the glasses off. Everything starts getting a little blurry again. I don't know. Comic book movies, man.
They used to be good.
Now they're just giant events.
They're tentpole. You know, everyone like I keep bringing up Far From Home because it ends with a giant CGI battle where you have no idea what the fuck's happening. It's too many things on screen, too many explosions, too many cutaways to characters going, when, you know, like...
That's also the problem with Venom. I like the Venom movie up until the big CGI fight at
Yeah,
the end, which
on
is
the
why I'm
rocket
kind
ship.
of worried about
I'm
the new one.
hoping, I'm hoping he can pull it off. I want to say Willem Dafoe, but
Well,
it's
Woody.
Woody. I really hope Woody
So
Harrelson.
far, he looks great.
Yeah, at first I hated the wig, but now it's grown on me.
Well, it was a different wig from in the Venom movie. They
Yeah,
actually, like, that was bad.
That was a bad wig.
I don't know what you could have CGI'd better. But we got the Morbius movie coming out with Jared Leto.
I don't care.
That movie took a hard backseat.
Good. COVID, I was hoping would kill all the dumb movie ideas, but like,
Well, that movie's probably done, and they're just like, we don't know when we're gonna release this. We'll see how Venom does.
you want to know what killed that movie? His Joker. If his Joker didn't suck, the Morbius movie would have come out.
No, because I don't know. Supposedly in the trailer, you see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man on the poster. So maybe them delaying the new Spider-Man movie means they have to delay.
If Tobey Maguire comes back as Spider-Man and stays as the main Spider-Man,
That'd be cool.
like a Spider-Man in his 40s.
Like obviously, I'm gonna watch the Disney ones, but I won't rush out to see the Disney ones.
No, I'm not going to go out of my way to see the Disney one if it's the only thing on.
But if we had remember when we all hated the Sony Spider-Man? We were just like, give it back to Disney, and now Disney has it, and I'm like,
Well,
give it back to Sony.
We hated the Andrew Garfield ones because they were just doing it to maintain the rights.
Yeah.
And then they lost it. And then Disney made like just the most generic, boring.
Well, they went too big.
No, because the first one I liked the idea that he was staying like small because he was just fighting the Joker. It wasn't about a blue laser shooting the sky or like a purple man trying to kill everything. It was him trying to stop the Vulture from stealing guns.
Yeah.
Which is good. That's a Spider-Man plot.
Like, I do like these movies, but the second one, they had to involve Nick Fury.
They have to
had
involve
do
Iron Man.
All the Iron Man stuff.
The fact that he, like, didn't... The fact that his suit was made by someone else pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big thing about Spider-Man. He's homemade. Everything he makes is his own.
I don't like the tech suit. Like,
I don't like the tech
why
suit
does he have
either.
to have a tech suit? I know we're in the future now.
I thought the whole thing was, like, the tech bothers him because it dulls his spider sense or whatever.
Well, that's why in this one, they had him have the goggles be like, it calms my vision down because I see everything so great.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like that. But...
I guess. But at the same time, like, Spider-Man is supposed to just be pure reaction to everything, you know? Like, that's what makes him interesting.
Well, that's why the first movie, they fucked up the spider sense.
In the new ones?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Because they didn't even have, like, any scenes with spider sense.
Yeah, I don't remember the spider sense at all.
That's when, in Infinity War, Spider-Man's on the bus, and all of a sudden the spider sense goes off, and he looks over and sees, like, the...
Yeah, but that's not enough.
That was... No, I'm saying that was, like, the first time they
I know,
introduced the
but, like,
sense.
remember when Doc Ock throws the car at him and MJ?
Yeah.
Like, that spider sense
He's not
was good.
even looking. He just knows what's
It
happening.
just zooms in on his eye, like, focus, and then he just instantly starts doing it without thinking. Like,
Sam Raimi did a good job of making it not shoved down your throat. Like,
Yeah.
they showed that first scene with the spider sense where everything slowed down. And after that, you're like, that's why he can do all this.
yeah, because... And I like the car throwing scene, like, he's not even, like, you know how sometimes when, like, you do something, like, really focused, like, quick, like, if you're, like, dropping your can of Coke, like, you kind of just look in the direction, but everything else is reflex. Like, you're not looking at the can. Like, when he jumps forward to grab MJ, he's staring at the ground because his body is just, like, he's not there. It's pure instinct.
It's like Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct is spider sense, basically, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Fucking hack. Toriyama's a hack.
Not a hack.
He steals all his ideas from Superman and Spider-Man.
From the West.
Pretty much. I don't mind it. I think it's cool when the East parodies the West. Because, I mean, we do it all the time.
Yeah. I want to see a Dragon Ball movie. Like a straight Dragon Ball movie.
Directed by Rami. All the quick cuts would actually work.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I just made you wish for something I just made you sad because something... I just made you sad because something doesn't exist.
I don't know, like, if he did all the cuts and he had, like, a martial arts director on set, like, what are they called?
Consultant?
Like, John Wick as a director, then they have, like, the action...
Choreographer?
Like, the action team.
Well, yeah, if Raimi directed with Snyder doing the special effects and who can do fight scenes really well? Jackie Chan doing the choreography, that would be an amazing movie.
Jackie Chan would direct an amazing Dragon Ball movie. Like, not Z, just Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Who would play Goku? Topher Grace.
No, you gotta have a kid.
Willem Dafoe. No, it's 2021. The girl from Stranger Things will play Goku.
I'd be so mad if they did that. Imagine if they gender swapped Goku.
They will, eventually. You know it's gonna happen.
Ugh.
That's just the way the world works now.
Let's get back to Spider-Man.
I liked Aunt May's little pep talk a lot.
Yeah, I liked it when she finally realizes Peter's Spider-Man. And he's still, like, missing and everything. She has that little talk being like,
yeah,
the world needs a Spider-Man.
She gives he tells her, like, I'm responsible for Uncle Ben's death. And she gets pissed at him and walks away. Because obviously, that's how humans would react.
But I think a lot of that is, like, her walking away, then, like, off camera just...
Probably sitting on her bed, putting it all together.
Shit.
It all makes sense now. He's fucking Spider-Man. I like where he's like, where are all my old comics? And she's like, ugh, those things? I was like, oh, you old bat. Oh, and Doctor Strange. Name's taken.
Yeah.
So Doctor Strange exists in the Raimi universe.
That's so cool.
That's maybe why they're bringing the Spider-Man connection with the new Doctor Strange. Or the new Spider-Man has a Doctor Strange connection because Doctor Strange exists in the Tobey Maguire universe.
That'd be cool.
That's probably the line they drew. Hopefully, because Feige worked on Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
So
he has all the connections.
Maybe maybe Feige's actually a decent person and he recognizes that Spider-Man 2 is the best superhero movie, so he's drawing a line between Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange. 20 years apart, but he's going to bring them together.
They were cool.
They won't, though. You know they won't.
I'm just like sitting here thinking.
Doesn't it suck? It's like you come up with these ideas and you're like, yeah, it'd be really cool, but they won't. So I think it's better than the first one.
I still think the first one's better.
Now, that being said, I'm not saying the first one's inferior. It's just
You had more enjoyment out of this one.
the second one, like,
It's hard because they're both really good.
the first one is a really good origin movie. The second one is a really good superhero movie. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, the second one hits every beat for a superhero movie perfectly.
Yeah, but the first one hit every beat of the rookie superhero movies.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll agree.
Especially the scene when he has to catch the fucking thing, catch MJ.
That scene was great, but just
That was
okay.
that scene's
Let's
big
compare.
superhero
Let's
movie.
compare the New Yorkers help Spider-Man scene. Which
Obviously, the train scene.
one? Yeah, the train scene was way better. Villains, who was better, Defoe or Molina?
They were both really good.
They were both really fucking.
And the
good.
problem is, a lot of people choose Molina because of the costume Green Goblin's wearing.
I would say, okay, Green Goblin had way more fun.
He had better quips.
Yeah, but
Although Molina had great stuff.
but Ock
and
wouldn't.
Doc Ock had the great facial expressions.
Doc
too.
Ock had the better, like, they were two different types of villain. It's almost like a Joker and Lex Luthor,
Yeah.
right? Molina was an amazing, like, smart villain. I have the power of the sun in my hands, and then I won't die a monster. Like, he had great.
It'd be a crime not to do it.
Yeah, which was so stupid. And then you have Goblin just being like, sleep.
That wasn't stupid. That was the best reasoning.
I know.
A
It
good
was
man could choose to do bad stuff.
It was stupid because I don't have tentacles attached to my spine telling me to do it. That's the only reason I think it's stupid.
The inhibitor chip. Anybody thinking that inhibitor chip was going to stay intact?
I know, right? Because of this one thing here, right here,
Don't
guys.
bump into me, guys.
Whatever you do, don't spill a glass of water down my back. Then I'll turn into a monster. Dude, the way his wife got it was pretty brutal.
Yeah. This is a very Sam Raimi movie. You see the reflection in the glass right before it fucking...
But no blood.
That was a harsh fall, though, when she fell off the wall and down the wall and stuff.
But no blood, no dismemberment, because PG-13.
Yeah,
Which I was fine.
I don't need that in a Spider-Man
But
movie.
with this Spider-Man, the tone of this Spider-Man,
Yeah.
if it was bloody, I wouldn't have
This is
liked
the
it.
perfect amount of camp
Yeah,
in a movie.
it fit.
Anything more than this, just...
Oh, the fact that his spider suit gets fucked up,
Yeah.
like fucked up.
Especially when he's pulling the electric things out to
Yeah.
stop it. Everything just like...
What about when
His mask catches on fire. He has to like
yeah,
pull
on
it
the
off.
train.
So there's a reason why his mask is
yeah,
off.
on the
It's
train,
not just him being like,
he,
I want to talk to this person.
it's there's no I'm Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, there was, but he was talking to Doc Ock.
well, he had to do it to get
Yeah.
Doc Ock to stop. You know,
Like, you said you liked me.
and he's like, Parker, brilliant but lazy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was
It's
a
like,
good.
oh, it makes sense.
Yeah, you're fucking Spider-Man. It all makes sense. And then
Ugh.
MJ ditching at the wedding and being like, I do like that she was like, you really think that you can make decisions for me? Like,
Yeah.
I like that scene.
That was good women writing.
Yeah, where she's like, fuck you. No, I want to be a part of this. You can't, no, you don't get to push him. But then again, he should have been like, he should have been like, this is the second time I've saved your life because you're associated with Spider-Man. Like, it's gonna happen again.
Ugh, that did happen again.
There's a third movie coming.
They already greenlit it.
Listen, you're gonna get captured again.
I can't wait to talk about that movie.
She hasn't
That's
said-
a movie.
She hasn't said, you face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot.
I think they say in the third movie.
I know, but that's the best.
Yeah.
That one splash page of MJ where everyone was like, whoa.
MJ might be the hottest. No, Gwen Stacy.
No,
Catwoman.
I really got a thing for Emma Frost. I don't know, something about like a
I think it's just that you like it when women abuse you. And
I like a telepathic bitch. I don't know. There's something fun about that.
there's rumors that Megan Fox is gonna play Poison Ivy.
Oh, that's a miscast.
Mm.
She's got toe thumbs. When I saw Transformers, some like fat black guy in front of me went, that bitch got toe thumbs. And it completely took me out of the movie. And I couldn't see it. And anytime she was on camera, I'd start laughing. The black guy knew what was going on because he'd start laughing too. All he said was that first scene where she's grabbing the pole, he goes, that bitch got toe thumbs.
Poor girl.
I fucking lost it.
She's not bad though. Have you seen Jennifer's Body? The movie kind of sucked, but she was good in it.
Yeah, but it's Megan Fox. Darren from Whitest Kids You Know dated Megan Fox.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't like to talk about it. So when they brought it up on the podcast, he got very mad.
Because he probably got abused. His heart broken when after Transformers.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spider-Man 2.
He also dated the chick who played Mystique.
Jennifer Lawrence.
No, the first one.
Really?
Yeah. And he asked her to be in one of his sketches for Whitest Kids. And she took it as a like, oh, so that's why you're dating me, and broke up with him. Yeah, I know, right?
It's like, no, I'm a dorky guy and you're really hot.
Yeah. I just wanted you in my sketch group. That's all.
But yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah. Really good. Really good.
Practical effects were great. The sets were fucking great.
Practical effects are amazing in this movie. It's
the way they like transition the sets with the CGI backgrounds and everything.
It's the perfect balance. There were a few weird cuts.
Yeah, and there's like some of the CGI like when he's on the front of the train.
But it looked good for the time. You got to keep that in mind. It's like 2004, man. The PlayStation 3.
And like I was saying, the story and what's going on around it kind of like
it overshadows it.
Yeah.
The situation is better than like it's like when you watch old black and white movies with like the crappy special effects. Like Moby Dick, where there's a guy clearly out of camera throwing buckets of water on them, but because of what's happening, you're okay with it.
Like there's a difference between this and then Venom, where you're just taken out of the movie. You're like, it's too dark. I can't see what's going on.
Like that SWAT team fight started off cool, but then when they started doing the smoke and the night vision, I was like, okay, I can't see anything. I don't care.
But yeah, watch Spider-Man 2.
Watch both of them.
All three.
I guess all three.
It's worth it.
Just because, like, you want to see any Zoomers out there, you want to see what superhero movies looked like when we grew up. This is what we grew up with. Now you get why we're jaded assholes.
Still love Blade.
Blade is great.
Even The Mask is a comic book movie.
Mask, the first one's really good. The Jamie Foxx one sucked. Jamie Kennedy.
Son of the Mask.
Son of the Mask. The Jamie Foxx Mask movie would be weird.
I'd be down for that. If it was younger Jamie Foxx.
You know Jamie Foxx is 84?
Thanks for watching.